Hello everyone, my name is Basti and I'm an independent trader with years of experience in the crypto markets. If you're looking for the latest information for daily chart analysis, and if you're looking for trading predictions as well as trading news, then you've come to the right place. Let's go. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's nice that you are here today, and as you can see in the background, finally we have some good news to talk about. Obviously, as you can see here on the Bitcoin chart, on the 4-hour chart, we had a nice bounce from our support line here at the bottom, as you can see. And in fact, I did mention, so long as we didn't push any lower than these 3 points here, then we had a big probability of pushing the price towards the upside, and so that is what happened. But don't get too happy too quickly, because of course, as you can see here, our resistance line that I've since February 12th I've been talking about, it's exactly the point at which Bitcoin stopped the bounce yesterday. And in fact, if we go and look in here, you can look at the videos from yesterday and previous videos, so you can see this is exactly where I placed this line, and that is exactly where Bitcoin got rejected again. For today, I imagine that we are going to be moving sideways for a little bit. We might even go back and retest the bottom of this candle here before we go back to $41,890. If you don't want to miss out on any of this information, make sure you go to the bottom of this video and hit on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, so that you always kept up to date with everything that we post on this channel. So what can we expect for the day today? First thing, this red line here that was resistance for some time has now become support. We also have our point of control line down here, which we can now delete. And let's go ahead and select it and get it out of the way. And so this line here that was for a while didn't allow the price of Bitcoin to move, finally was broken, and we now find ourselves above it. Also, if we look at the EMA ribbons, they had finally switched. In fact, if we go back to the 4-hour chart, we can see that at least for now, according to this indicator, this small correction here is finished. And so, of course, that is also a good point. And if we go back to the 4-hour chart and we look at our MACD indicator, we are way past already our crossing here. And in fact, I did talk about precisely that yesterday in the analysis, that once we had this crossing here, the probability for a bullish move towards the upside was high, before we do have, of course, another small correction. So that also did happen, that also took place, and yet again, it's another good sign for Bitcoin. Now let's switch to the daily chart, where we do have this white line here at the bottom, our support line, and it seems to be holding pretty well already for the longest time. As you can see, more than a couple of times we've tested this line as support. There was a couple of times where we did go below it, but immediately the price picked up again and closed above this line. So in other words, one can argue, of course, that yes, this is a very strong support line for Bitcoin. And in fact, one can also argue that the whole situation that took place here excuse me, is repeating again. In fact, let's have a look at this graph. And here we have, of course, this downtrend line here. And as you can see, after the line was broken, then there was a pump. And we had again another downtrend line here. And of course, in this red box on the left, there was a period of consolidation where there was a lot of swings in the price, a lot of volatility in the market. But once we managed there to break out, then obviously the price resumed towards the upside. And it looks like we are repeating at least the very same scenario right now. Again, lots of volatility, lots of swings in the price. before we got out. And so long as we don't really go past our 48,000, 49,500 US dollars, then we will still be inside of there, inside of these boxes. So let's go ahead and draw the box here on our chart and draw it over here as well, so you guys can have a clear look, and of course our downtrend line. And once we do go above and break out of this downtrend, break out of this box here, and once we also take out these two highs that we have here, and we've had this since pretty much the start of the year, once we do that, then things can start to look much better for the market overall. But also, if we don't manage to do that, then we do give the bears another chance to bring the price down here and possibly even break down this support line. So it's important that Bitcoin doesn't allow that to happen. In fact, we might be even building a W pattern here. We do have, of course, this double bottom here. This still applies, and I'll be interested to hear what you guys think. If you're bearish or if you're bullish right now, please leave the comments below, and also click the like button for the video. And now let's go and have a look at another graphic that I prepared for you guys. Let's take a look at it in the weekly time frame. Let's have a look at this one that's a bit more clean. And of course, I did send a screenshot of this yesterday on my Telegram group. And that is, we do have this ascending triangle pattern that could be forming, which is a bullish reversal pattern. And of course, the target price for this would be around 55,000 US dollars. There could still obviously take some time, a couple of days before we do see this, and the price could go back to 41,000, then move up, then go back down again before having a breakout. So that is something to obviously also keep on the radar. There was a graphic here that I wanted to show you as well, because there is a possibility of a dribble pattern that could be forming, and that is a bearish pattern. Of course, not a lot of people are talking about this, but it is a possibility. And so let's have a look at this comparison here. As you can see, you do have different points. You have the A point, the C point here at the top, which is obviously the C point is a higher price than the previous, than the A point. And you also have the B and the D point here at the bottom, which are at the same level, something that we can also see here on our chart. And so for that, what that means obviously is that we could, as I've said, move beyond our previous all-time high, and then immediately or almost immediately see a sell-off at that point. And so for me, what that means is that we seem to be in these periods that, almost for the same amount of time that the price goes up, then for the same amount of time the price then gets a correction. And that is why I personally don't think that we will see a bear market or a bullish market that could last years, 1 year, 2 years, but rather in smaller intervals of time, where we kind of bounce back and forth and between the two markets, instead of just having like what we've had previously with the market in Bitcoin. And so basically what that means is we will have a big pump, then a big sell-off, a big pump, then a big sell-off, and so on, because that's really the only way that people who are in the market can make any profit. If the whole thing is always rising or always dropping, then there's not really much of a incentive to be in the market. But this way they can make money. So yeah, that is one thing also to keep in mind. Now let's have a look at the price of what gold is doing rather. And in fact, I posted something about this on our Telegram group yesterday, that we almost made it to the previous all-time high yesterday. As you can see here, you can join this Telegram group. Of course, it's completely free. You can find the link in the description, and we are almost at 10,000 members. So anyway, there was one of our gold members for my coaching service that brought this up to my attention, and that is If you look at this, let's see if you can tell me what this reminds you of. And what it is you do have a massive cup and handle pattern here that if it plays out, then the technical price for this, let's go ahead and have measure that real quick. And let's bring this over here. Could bring the price to just about 3,000 US dollars per ounce, which is crazy. So it's just something that, you know, it could happen, of course. Now, you can see here that this big pump that we have here, it took, you know, a couple of years to happen. So it's not like I can see that happening in, you know, a couple of months or, you know, in a year, but it can take obviously a bit longer, but the possibility, and that exactly is what I'm talking about. It brings us to just about the 3,000, just over the $3,000 price target. So it is something, you know, crazy. Now let's go and have a look at Ethereum. And for that, we are looking at the daily chart. And of course, here you can see that we bounce exactly here at around 2,500 US dollars. That's where the price finally got a bounce. However, as you can see, still we are inside this downtrend here. And so long as we don't go past this downtrend, and, you know, things are not looking as good for Ethereum at the moment as, for example, Bitcoin. So yeah, you can see here that we at the moment are struggling to get past the 21 EMA line, and then after that we do have resistance at our 50 EMA line here at the top. So basically above us there's still a lot of resistance for Ethereum to overcome before we could continue to push the price more towards the upside. And it is important that we go past this. Of course, you can see that we've always had trouble getting past our 50 EMA line. And so, you know, we see that here also. We see it all the way here as well. And we still haven't just been able to close a daily candle above this line, at least not for long. So yeah, I hope that you guys liked today's video. If you did, make sure you like the video, make sure you share it with other people, make sure you also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and check out the links in the description. That is it for today. Thank you for watching. My name is Basti. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.